What's poppin'? Back with more Draft League content. Always an exciting time of the week when we have a high stakes game of competitive Pokemon that we must win. This one is no easy task. We have to face off against Viz, who defeated Joey in week 1 with a weakness policy Facade Ting-Lu. It was also interesting to see Joey struggle against his Crocalor. Quite a strong start for himself against the champion of our last Draft League. But he's gonna have to take on the runner-up, Lord Emvee. And I'm not gonna be that easy, or at least I'll try not to be. The pressure does fall on me to avenge Joey. You see, Joey and I, we have an understanding, a brotherhood. If one of us gets knocked down, it's up to the other to make sure it doesn't go unpunished. So I've built an evil team for this matchup, which is quite difficult. You know, Viz has a ton of hazard stacking potential in Ting-Lu, Glamora, Rabambi for webs. He's got Annihilate, one of the scariest Pokemon to face. It can block Rapid Spin and Defog with its Defiant ability. Not really block Defog, but punish Defog, and it can block Rapid Spin. And then he has Dragonite, a recent Draft League enemy of mine. I've not had a great time while facing Dragonite in this generation, I should say. The Emvee signature Corviknight's on his team too, so he's got some good defensive options. He has Defog, and that Corviknight can also potentially set up as well. Does have Power Trip and things they have to be careful of with weakness policy and stuff like that. A lot of weakness policy potential. You know, he's got Ting-Lu, he's got Corviknight, he's got Armarouge on his team, which can be quite scary too. Dragonite could be weakness policy. And Terra Captains in Jolteon, Basculin, and Crocalor. All three quite spectacular in their own way. We got our work cut out for us for sure. So I started with Espeon, right? Espeon is a very valuable Pokemon. It has Magic Bounce, so we can bounce back hazards. So very, very nice, aggressive way of shutting down hazard mons from getting up their layers on our team by bouncing them back. And of course, Calm Mind, Stored Power, Draining Kiss kind of just does really well versus his team. And so the route that I wanted to go was to make this thing as bulky as possible on the physical defensive side so that we can set up easily versus things like Ting-Lu, Dragonite, etc. So we have the Key Berry. When we get hit by a physical attack, our defense raises by 1 stage. This berry is, I think, new to the DLC. It was there in previous generations, obviously, with Custap Berry and things like that, but not for some time. But now with the DLC, it came back, along with some of the other berries that were unreleased in the game, so excited to use this as well. And we have Reflect. So with Reflect and Key Berry, this thing actually becomes extremely bulky on the physical side. Reflect is super useful to just sponge hits from Pokemon like Ting-Lu, for example, and any physical attacker he might have. And Calm Mind will boost our special attack and special defense. So if we get hit by a physical attack, we already have +1, +1, +1 if we go for Calm Mind. And then Stored Power becomes really strong. Draining Kiss will be able to heal our health back. Enough speed, of course, to outrun. I think I set this for like Scyther and stuff like that, which is like just a little under. And yeah, overall it's just really good. I mean, this mon is just amazing as a Terra Captain. Terra Fairy, best Terra type for this mon. Excited to hopefully see it put in the work for this team. Then we have Manaphy. Manaphy is Tail Glow with Surf Ice Beam. I think Surf Ice Beam is kind of all we need. I decided to focus on making it really bulky and also strong with Modest Nature. Not much speed on this set because I feel like he's going to run a lot of bulk on his team. So a nice bulky offensive Manaphy will put in the finest of work. Wakanberry allows us to stay in versus Jolteon. So if we can sponge a Thunderbolt or something like that, or even if he's forced to go for Volt Switch and after he Tail Glowed, we'll be able to get a big hit on something. So my goal for this Pokemon is to hopefully try to break Corviknight or Annihilate. If we can do that, it'll be really great for something like, I don't know, Bloodmoon or Espeon or whatever to put in further work later on. And Skill Swap is a really, really cool move on this mon because it goes through Unaware Crocalor, right? If we Tail Glow up and he brings Unaware Crocalor, for some reason, if it's like really bulky on the SPF side, and during testing, I've tested versus that mon. That mon is incredibly annoying with its bulk and just being able to ignore stat boosts. But Skill Swap will get rid of its Unaware ability, allowing us to hit through it and destroy it with either Surf or Ice Beam, depending on its Terra type, as you can see the Terra types. So I do think this mon has a lot of potential for this game, and I'm excited to also feature Manaphy for its first time in the season. First time bringing it, I think. I didn't bring it last week, so yeah, this is nice. Then we have Bloodmoon. AV Bloodmoon is the way that I wanted to run it because it always sponges a hit from mons like Terra, Ice, Jolteon. So I find that very valuable because otherwise without AV, like Jolteon could smack this mon pretty easily. and Emvee allows us to check a lot of things. So any special attacker. Also Specs Rabombi is kind of a threat I faced while testing, and that mon, of course, having a good reliable sponge for it is great. Bloodmoon hits pretty much everything, and so the way that I'm running this thing is with Smackdown. So in case Corviknight gets out of hand, right, we have Smackdown so we can ground Corviknight, allow us to hit it with Earth Power, and force him to switch out. Maybe we could Bloodmoon after that, because otherwise it kind of just walls. There's no real good coverage on the special side for Corviknight, so this works pretty well with Smackdown, and otherwise we just Bloodmoon and switch into Wheezing with Rocky Helmet. Galarian Wheezing can do a lot of chip and just chip things down over time. But yeah, this set here is really bulky overall. It can sponge a lot of hits from things here and there. And Vacuum Wave is a nice priority against like Terra Ice Jolteon or stuff like that. Stuff that are weakened maybe, like Sash Armarouge, for example, could be another great one. Or Endure, you know what I mean. But then, yeah, Galarian Wheezing, which is Rocky Helmet. This has Defog and Neutralizing Gas. Now, the reason I'm Neutralizing Gas on a Defog set for this mon in particular is because if he tries to get up hazards, right? First of all, we need Defog. We have Magic Bounce and Defog to bounce back hazards from our opponent's team, because those are pretty prevalent throughout his draft. So, Neutralizing Gas nullifies the Defiant ability on Annihilate, right? It ignores the Defiant ability, which means we can Defog without proccing its Defiant and giving it an attack boost. That's always valuable to get free Defogs without being punished. And yeah, just really bulky overall, enough to outrun Corviknight and stuff, so pretty solid. And yeah, nice Will-O-Wisp as well. Will-O-Wisping could be useful to burn mons like Tinglu and stuff like that, because if we burn some of the physical attackers, it allows Espeon to set up a lot easier and become even bulkier behind Keyberry and Reflect, and get more Combine boosts. Then we have Hisuian Goodra. Hisuian Goodra is really cool because it can sponge hits from Jolteon pretty reliably. Like, we don't have to really rely on Ursaluna as much. It takes a lot of pressure off of Ursaluna because, you know, having to switch in Ursaluna on Jolteon every time, we have to really be cautious of Terra Blast Ice. So Goodra's a very good mid ground because it sponges Terra Blast Ice naturally. It sponges Volt Switches, it sponges even Terra Blast Fairy. Can sponge that, can sponge all of Basculin's hits as well. And yeah, good potential to just do a good amount of damage here and there. Dragon Breath is funny because I could get a 30% chance to paralyze stuff, and it actually has worked in my favor while testing, so I like that. Enough speed, so pretty much the same speed as Wheezing, just to outrun like Corviknights and stuff. Uninvested Corviknights, hit him with Flamethrower, and I have Flamethrower here just in case of like sub Corviknight, so you can pop the sub. And yeah, we have Knockoff. Knockoff is really great to remove items, like removing an AV from Tinglu, or removing a leftovers from Annihilate, or removing an item from Corviknight, or whatever, basically, or Eviolite from Crocalor. Super useful in the long run, so I like that. Finally, I have Sneasler. Sneasler I figured would be great to keep because I was often having trouble versus Specs Rabombi, which is naturally faster. It also has Psychic, Jolteon naturally faster as well, and just having a Choice Scarf mon like Sneasler, which is naturally fast, is super useful to check a lot of the speedier threats on his team. Dire Claw spamming is nice too with Poison Touch, U-Turn. So I also have Switcheroo. Switcheroo I've really found value in because we can actually, like, if Corviknight gets out of hand, we can Switcheroo and ensure that it can't maybe it can't set up, right, with Bulk Up, Power Trip, Agility, etc., or Sub and things like that. We could Switcheroo Annihilate, which either locks it into Rage Fist or Close Combat or Drain Punch, depending on the set, and then play around it with like Ursaluna, Wheezing, and things like that. And yeah, Switcheroo is a very nice item. It could also cripple like a Crocalor or a Dragonite that's trying to set up and get out of hand, where if it only locks into E-Speed or into a Dragon move, we have reliable like mons that can deal with those kind of Pokemon. But I do like it a lot. I've said it for the same speed as like after I Switcheroo, I'm still faster than Scyther. I figured that would be the most I'd really need to outrun, right? The fastest thing on his team is Jolteon and Rabombi, which this thing can't naturally outrun after Switcheroo. And then the next thing is Scyther, so I'm pretty sure. So I think that's fine how it is. But that is going to be the team. And yeah, I think it looks pretty solid overall. Definitely a lot to have to account for this matchup, but I do feel kind of confident in this team. feel like we definitely have to play well for this matchup because he can bring a lot of heat stuff, and he's known to bring heat stuff just like Kyle in week 1, where we did really well against, but got taken by surprise in certain stuff. So here I expect no different, but I feel a little better about the team overall. If you stay tuned till the very end, there's going to be an announcement that'll be made, so definitely look out for that. And with that being said, subscribe if you're new so you don't miss out on any of the heat content. It would mean a lot. Game should begin real soon, so we'll queue into it when it starts, and I'll see you all for the battle. It's time for week 2 of the SPL, the Chuckle Premier League, taking on Viz after his Ting Lu turned Joey PokeMD into a Ting loser. But to me, Joey's always been a winner in my eyes, and my brother, so I gotta defend his honor. As a result, I prepped hard for this matchup, so hopefully I get rewarded for it, but there's more than a dozen things I'm worried about on the opposing team. Regardless, I'm curious to see what he brings. I'm evil Emvee for this draft after all, so theoretically I should have some unexpected Bloodmoon power or something that I can unleash during this game. But we found him, so let's see what he brings. He has brought the Basculin, Annihilate, Rabombi, Corviknight, Dragonite, and Jolteon. So interestingly enough, no Ting Lu, so he can't, by the Ting Lu property, he can't turn me into a Ting loser by Ting Lu. So that's cool. No Armarouge, no Glamora, no other stuff like that. That's interesting. So 2 potential Terra Captains he's brought is Basculin and Jolteon. One of them can Terra, or one of them will be able to Terra, so we're not going to know what that is until it Terras. But I'm thinking maybe Jolteon, unless Basculin can do something crazy, which I've seen. You know, Joey's been helping me prep, Amel's been helping me prep, Basculin's been doing some crazy stuff. No Crocolore. Ooh, I'm excited for that. I'm a little confused because usually I lead with Bloodmoon Ursaluna when I see Jolteon, but when I see Basculin, I usually lead with Manaphy to get the easy setup. Because Manaphy can actually Tail Glow and put in a lot of work. Annihilate's probably like the biggest threat, so I'm thinking maybe we could lead Manaphy, but maybe not. I feel like Bloodmoon actually pairs well, because now he's got the Rabombi, right? So maybe I'm just going to lead Bloodmoon and kind of go from there. And if he leads Basculin and tries to flip turn, I can just go Rocky Helmet, Galarian, Weezing. I do think Espeon has a lot of potential as well if we can somehow get a Calm Mind up. But yeah, I think if we can break Annihilate or Corviknight or something with Manaphy, it'll open up a lot of routes for us. Bloodmoon getting off some early Bloodmoons will be good, but he decides to challenge me. This may or may not be his first mistake. We'll find out. Hopefully it is, because I would love to win this game if I possibly could. Jolteon lead versus my Bloodmoon, and seems that I think we could just Bloodmoon immediately, right? He's forced out, so if he goes Corviknight, it's going to take damage, and if he U-turns, he's going to take Rocky Helmet damage, so we'll be in a good position. Should be in a good position here. Yeah, Jolteon lead is exactly why I wanted to lead with Ursaluna and not Manaphy. Because my pattern recognition was leading me to lead Manaphy when I saw Basculin, but due to the fact that he had Jolteon, Rabombi, and other stuff like that, I think Bloodmoon is a fine lead here. And literally the ideal one for this scenario. Switches out. Cool. So what does he go into? Is this the Corviknight? It is the Annihilate. Oh, okay. So we get some information on this set. Bloodmoon coming through. This thing is very Spidef bulky, it seems. Very Spidef bulky. And he's given himself a Rage Fist boost. So as not to take a close combat or a Drain Punch, I think Weezing is my switch. Always. So we can get some Rocky Helmet chip. Leftovers, passive recovery is a little bit annoying for this thing. Would love to knock it off somehow with Goodra if I can, but giving it another Rage Fist boost is going to be crazy. This mon is actually very, very dangerous. Very dangerous because Rage Fist is a stupid move. That move gets so powerful so quickly, and Annihilate is bulky enough to take hits from like everything, so yeah, it's tough. But yeah, we're definitely not staying in here. Got the nice high esteem coming through. Neutralizing gas. Rage Fist. Oh, he immediately clicks Rage Fist. Solid play. Does a little bit, but I get some chip on it, which is nice. So this could be potentially Taunt Annihilate, where it might not be worth me clicking Will-O-Wisp. So what I could do is perhaps I could click Strange Steam. I'm tempted to just Strange Steam here because looking at his team, he doesn't really have a lot of great switch-ins to this move. And we get damage on everything, so might as well try to get Annihilate as weak as possible. I don't know if he'll stay in or not, or if he'll try to taunt, but yeah, like Wisp is also kind of free. But I do like the damage from Strange Steam. Annihilate being at around half is pretty good, so it'll help when we try to Tail Glow with Manaphy later on, potentially. That initial damage is good. Basculin, okay, so this should do some damage. Why is Basculin so bulky? Yo, that took nothing. I mean, I guess it has a Violet, right? So, huh. Interesting. I didn't think he'd have the Violet one. I guess, oh, if maybe he has all forms of Basculin, the red, blue, and white all together. Because I think Basculin White Stripe is the only one that can hold a Violet, not the other ones. I never really tested with the Violet version, but either way, Goodra kind of walls Basculin, so I'm going to go into it. He could flip turn out if he wants to, but I think Goodra's kind of nice to bring in right now. Yeah, that thing is really bulky, but in a way, it's kind of nice to know because now I don't have to be worried about potential Choice Band or Choice Scarf or anything like that. Any kind of hard-hitting Mon. Like this flip turn, yeah, it does a decent amount, but not that much. I could definitely see myself knocking it out over time. But yeah, that Mon, when it came in, took nothing. I was like, wow. Okay. So, bulky fish. Back into Annihilate, so he'll get some chip, leftovers, recovery. And so, definitely don't want to stay in on this. We're going to go right back into Wheezing, so we could try to pressure with some more Rocky Helmet damage. I'm not sure if he has bulk up on this set or not, but we know it has Rage Fist. We do know it has Rage Fist, so yeah, definitely tough when he has a fish to switch into always. Because that Strange Steam did like, what, 7%, 8%? Not much at all. Maybe 10. Stealth Rocks. Oh, okay. So this is a Stealth Rocks Annihilate. That's gonna be annoying. Kind of. Because it's going to be tough to bounce it back with Espeon, especially when Rage Fist is already boosted, and yeah, this Mon is a threat, so bringing an Espeon on rocks is tough. I could try to defog. Although if he has Taunt, he'll reveal it. I still think I do defog here. Just because, in case he doesn't have Taunt, I don't want to assume things just yet. Because it could also be Stealth Rock's bulk up. But Stealth Rock's Taunt does make sense, if it is that set. He didn't taunt before, so I don't know. Okay, it is Taunt, so yeah, we have the information now. This set's probably Stealth Rock's Taunt, Rage Fist, and probably Drain Punch, I'd assume. So, yeah, can't defog here, unfortunately, but should be able to just, I think, hard to switch out. Strange Team kind of seems like the play, so we're going to go for that. Very difficult to switch out of this Mon into something else, so we stay in. Always versus Annihilate. And if I somehow potentially shake off this Taunt, I can defog later on. Switches out here, okay. Into Whomst. Into Basculin again, okay. Strange Steam. Has a potential chance to confuse as well, so I might just stay in and go for it again. It's kind of what I'm thinking. of doing, because flip turn is inevitable. So he'll take chip. There's flip turn, yep. So take some more chip, please. Now it's below 50, so yeah, this mon's not much of a threat when it's like this. So it's gonna give him momentum into something else. Who is this again? This was Jolteon. Okay, so Jolteon's taking damage now, which is great. Very good chip on this mon, and we do see its leftovers. Okay, so it could be potentially Calm Mind. Calm Mind Jolteon makes a lot of sense here with leftovers, and potentially Terra Blast Ice plus Electric coverage, so there's always an option. I'm probably better off going Goodra here just in case of a Terra with Terra Ice. He's not tearing his Basculin, so it's probably going to be Jolteon. Goodra's a good mid ground either way because it sponges Terra Blast Ice naturally due to AV and you know, having the resistance to ice but super effective to ice kind of thing with Dragon Steel. He could Volt Switch though, but that'd be a crazy play to do against Ursaluna. I do feel like Goodra's like kind of my better play right now though. Just for now. Rock's Chip's annoying though. Definitely want to try to defog at some point. Alright, there's a Volt Switch. Yeah, so he did call the right play and go for Volt Switch here. I could have gone Bloodmoon, but I did not want to take a Terra Blast this early. See what he brings in now. It's probably going to be the Annihilate again to try to get more leftovers recovery. He's thinking about what to go into. I think it's going to be Annihilate either way though. Yeah, I figured as much. Annihilate is back. And it's getting more and more and more leftovers. Super annoying. This mon needs to go somehow. I got to go back, I think, into my Wheezing, right? I kind of have to. Already looking like a tough matchup here, but I mean, we have chipped down Mons. To an extent, we have chipped down some Mons here and there. A little bit on the Jolteon, about half on the Basculin, and about a quarter on the Annihilate. Keeps on healing though, so it's annoying. So what does he go for here? He goes for the Taunt. Okay. Nice Taunt. Predicted my switch in, so I can't defog here. Got some leftovers back as well, so I assume probably he's going back into Basculin, so we stay in and get more damage. I'm trying to find an opportunity to bring in Espeon. Right now it's a little tricky, but soon, you know, with the right switches, I think it's definitely possible. So there is Basculin once again. Strange Steam. Ooh, got a little Confusion to go along with it too this time. Okay, not bad. Not bad at all. I can go for another one. If it gets hurt, we probably knock it out here. Rest. Oh. Well, that's an obnoxious fish. Oh, that's annoying. This mon just rested all the way back up. Although on a more positive note, I think my taunt wears off. Yeah, it does. So I can probably get the defog off now. And this thing is still fast asleep. Probably has Sleep Talk. If it has Sleep Talk, it probably has, it's probably going to roll Flip Turn or something. Unless it rolls Rest. Yeah, it is Sleep Talk. Cool. Good to know. It's only Flip Turn, Rest, Sleep Talk, Liquidation. Ah, okay, so double Water Stab. Liquidation, Flip Turn, Defense Drop here as well, which is what it is. So now we get the defog off, which is nice, which is very nice. So I'm thinking maybe I save this mon for a Rocky Helmet chip and go Goodra here because there's a chance that he might not even roll a Flip Turn, so this should be good. But if he rolls a flip turn, that's good for him. Because if he doesn't roll a flip turn, we get a knockoff. There's a sleep talk. And he rolls a rest. Nice. So I think here we can definitely click knockoff, I think is the play. If he stays in, we remove Eviolite. If he goes Annihilate, we remove Leftovers. Woke up here. Oh, it is naturally faster, of course. I am kind of slow. Basculin's a little fast, so yeah. This is fine. So I do assume Annihilate comes in, and if it does, we remove Leftovers, and that's going to be really good for kind of the long game we have to play, right? No Mons are down yet, but I'm sure my Weezing will be the first to drop. Yeah, knockoff here. Beautiful. No more Leftovers recovery. That's amazing. But now Rage Fist is like 150 power, I think. So it's pretty strong. Rage Fist will do a lot of damage to everything now. I'm kind of hoping he doesn't set up rocks and just goes for like a Rage Fist or something here. Because now that I know it has rocks, he may expect like a random Espeon switch to try to bounce back rocks. So if he tries to like Rage Fist here, that would be ideal over him clicking rocks, just because what I technically could do is maybe go Espeon afterwards to try to scare it out. That actually might be the opportunity we need. So let's see if he knocks us out here or not. He decides to knock us out. Okay, good, good, good. So this is amazing, right? This is actually really good for us because now he takes Rocky Helmet Chip. That puts him kind of low. Lower than, usual. Can't recover off the damage due to knocking up the Leftovers. And so now I think, well, there's actually two options. There's Espeon and there's Manaphy. Manaphy could actually set up here with Tail Glow, but I don't want to get it too weak because I think late game it can be really good. And I might need it to break like Corviknight and stuff still. If I bring in Espeon, he gets scared, right? He gets scared if I bring in Espeon because he's like, okay, I might be offensive with like Psychic or something. And so he'll probably switch out his result into something like, I don't know, Basculin. So if I go Espeon or Manaphy is what I'm thinking right now. I'm thinking Espeon. Let's do Espeon right now. So I think Espeon is going to be great. There's no shot of him staying in here. No shot, right? You're not going to want to lose Annihilate right now and trade it for my Weezing. We Terra Reflect because we'll always survive Rage Fist easily. We'll activate our Key Berry upon a physical attack, which gives us a defense boost. So we'll have a Reflect and a defense boost, and we'll be able to Calm Mind up and Draining Kiss our health back and put in the finest of work with our Terra Captain. Let's see. Please don't stay in. Well, I guess even if you do, I'm still okay, but I want to use this as an opportunity to try to get as much out of this turn without him doing anything to us, basically. Switch us out here. Okay, so which Pokemon is he going to bring in? It's going to be the Basculin. Oh, okay, nice. This is really nice because Basculin can't break Espeon. I don't think it can, at least. So we get the nice Terra Fairy Espeon, of course. One of the best Terra types on this Mon. And we get a Reflect. So, with the Reflect being up, he only has the option of Liquidation or Flip Turn. We can Calm Mind up here. So Calm Mind will give us a +1 special attack, special defense, and the Key Berry gives us a defense. So, we can Calm Mind up probably once again after that. Because he's going to see how much damage this does, and it's going to do nothing. It's not going to do much at all. Yep, there's the Calm Mind. And he goes for the Liquidation. It still does a decent amount. even with Reflect, but we have our Key Berry now. Key Berry activation complete. So I could Draining Kiss here, but I think I'm gonna Calm Mind again. I feel like we can get more boost on this thing. If he wants to Flip Turn out, he can, but when we're at +2 Calm Mind, I don't think he has a reliable way of revenging this mon, so I do think Calm Mind is the play. He might Liquidation again, but yeah, I think, is it worth it? Because let me think here, because Ribombee, I feel like we may need to Calm Mind up once more, because Ribombee could be choice specs, so I want to ensure that Ribombee's Moonblast won't do enough. So +2 will guarantee that. Flip turns here, okay. Not bad. So this should be pretty good, depending on what he goes into. He's still got every member on his team, but now we're +2 Calm Minds, +1 Key Berry. So Store Power is going to be looking really good against a lot of things. Goes into Jolteon. Okay, well, Jolteon can't do anything to me anyways, so at least I don't think it can. Yeah, Jolteon shouldn't be able to do anything to me. This should be a Draining Kiss. Because no way he's, yeah, he just Volt Switches out, nice. So we're gonna get a nice Draining Kiss on something right here and get a lot of health back, hopefully. Back into Basculin. Okay, cool. This is not going to take this well, I think. There's the Draining Kiss. Ooh, nice 2-hit KO on the Eviolite. Beautiful. And we get a good amount of health back, too. Wow. Okay. So, another Draining Kiss. Here we go. The Espeon putting in the finest of work, as we love to see it. Draining Kiss coming through. And we get to knock out the Basculin. Beautiful. So first mon gone on his team. And we're at a good amount of health as well. Now Reflect does wear off, however. So does leave us a little bit more susceptible on the physical attacking side. But we can always Reflect up again on something else like a Corviknight or a Dragonite, or an Annihilape even. But even Annihilape gets O-Code from the range it's at, so probably not. Probably no need. Oh, this is beautiful. We are having a wonderful time setting up with this mon right now. I don't know how he breaks it. I really don't. Because I'm pretty sure at this range, Corviknight gets 2-hit KO'd by Store Power. And Corviknight can't 2-hit KO his back either. Yeah, this is going to be really, really interesting. I feel like we win on the spot, but I don't know if it's going to be that easy. It looks easy right now, but I don't know if it's going to be that easy. Goes into Dragonite. Okay, so Dragonite's in. So what's my better play? Is my better play just to Draining Kiss, to Store Power, or to Reflect? I think my play here is probably to Reflect. Reflect gets me a lot more out of it, I think. So if I get if I get the buffer to physical attacks, I can stay in a lot easier. Looking at the calc, if he's like Iron Head and stuff like that, it could be annoying, but yeah, let's Reflect up. Because I think he's obviously going to Dragon Dance here, but I do believe Reflect is the better play. There's the Dragon Dance. Okay. You know what I think? I think he's probably weakness policy on this, because I know Viz likes to run a bunch of he likes to bring them on here and there that can just go crazy, like the Tinglu from last time. So I feel like this mon is probably weakness policy. So now that we've broken the multi-scale and we know he can't survive a Draining Kiss, we can just go for Draining Kiss now. So a +2 Oh shoot, Endure weakness policy. Okay, see, I knew it was weakness policy. I knew it. It has to be, right? It has to be Endure weakness policy. Endure is so smart though. Oh, I procced it. Shoot. I did not expect the Endure. Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. I knew there was some weakness policy behind this set. Oh shoot. Okay, that's gonna be tough. Okay, so Espeon is like 100% needed for this game. Do I need to switch out? I don't know if I do. Let me be safe and let me run a calc here. Dragonite +4 versus Espeon. Reflect +1 Keyberry. You know, Iron Head doesn't even knock us out. There's like 80 to like 100 something, so it's like a very, very low chance to knock us out. If he even has Iron Head, but if he's Dragon Dance and Endure, he'd only have 2 attacks. And it's extreme speed. And it doesn't even do half. Imagine that. +4 Dragonite. Not even doing half. To an Espeon. Terra Fairy. Wow. Okay, well, I got a little psyched out for nothing, but nothing bad happened out of that, so that was good. I made sure to check the calc. It was much more worth for me to stay in. And I'm glad I did because, yeah, that Dragonite was a huge threat. But that damage was pathetic. What is that? +4 E-speed. And that was an Adamant Dragonite. I'm pretty sure that was an Adamant Dragonite too. I'm pretty sure that thing had attack investment. Yo, Espeon is crazy. Espeon is an insane Terra Captain. Espeon is literally such a good Terra Captain. So difficult to shut down with these kind of sets. When you can change your type, Calm Mind, you have Store Power, you have like... I'm so glad actually Keyberry, Custard Berry, and stuff like that are back this gen, or for the DLC I should say. Been really missing those special berries. Rubambi's in, so yeah, this Mon should get tossed by Draining Kiss. Goes for Moonblast, and that is Choice Specs. Yep, I think it's Choice Specs. That's a very offensive attack, because we are +2 Calm Mind. It survives though, but that's fine. We should get a lot of health back here. Yes, we do. Beautiful. Reflect wore off, but that's fine. His main physical attacker in Dragonite's gone. Annihilate we outrun. Corviknight we outrun. This is amazing. This is going way better than I ever expected. But that's what happens when you test your teams. When you test and when you ensure that certain things are better than other things, and you know, practice makes perfect, I guess. It definitely helps to figure out patterns and know your matchup for these draft leagues, and to practice, of course. You know, it's always worth. Here, I don't even think it's worth getting a Reflect. I think Stored Powering is the play. We want a 2-KO this Mon, and Corviknight being gone opens up Bloodmoon. Because his only Mons left right now are Corviknight, Annihilate, and Jolteon. Look at that damage. Beautiful damage here. And he Brave Birds, so this shouldn't do much. Does a lot, actually, but not much. Yeah, for an Espeon, only at +1 defense. That's pretty good. No Reflect up. Oh, I'm so hyped right now. I'm super, super hyped. Hope y'all are as well. This is the true power of evil Emvee. Espeon just doing this kind of stuff. Wow. Okay, Corviknight's dead. Corviknight, good night. Dragonite, good night. He has 2 Nightmons, both of them went night-night. There's the Jolteon. So, you know, I don't even think we stay in right now, because Jolteon can knock us out from this range with a Thunderbolt. Probably not a Volt Switch, but a Thunderbolt it can. I feel like we save Espeon. So, how do I not choke this, right? I think we save Espeon because Espeon can actually outrun the Annihilate, and it's Terra Fairy, and Annihilate cannot heal other than with Drain Punch. So I feel like in order for us not to choke this away, we save Espeon as an emergency check to the Annihilate. So yeah, let's preserve and go Goodra here. Because there was only 2 moves that can knock out Espeon from that range. Thunderbolt and Terra Blast Ice. Any Thunderbolts here. Okay, cool. So he's got Volt Switch, Thunderbolt. I would assume he has Terra Blast Ice and Calm Mind. So it's 3 attacks. Maybe Calm Mind 3 attacks is what it is. So now we double here on a Volt Switch. Because I'm pretty sure he's going to try to switch out into Annihilate here to Drain Punch, and we don't allow that. So we're going to shut down the... we're going to shut down this Mon. Beautiful. And so this is a pretty free Bloodmoon for us. Yeah, the end game is of course very important. Just because that Annihilate is still there, and it's still a threat even at 50% or less. Protect is his move. Oh, okay, so it's Protect, Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, and probably Terra Blast. Protect is interesting because it kind of shuts down my Bloodmoon. It shuts down the usage of Bloodmoon, so... I mean, I guess I could Earth Power. Because if he Terra's Earth Power into Vacuum Wave, should maybe do enough. I'm not sure though. But I think it's, yeah, we just gotta play it smart. For the end game, I think is fine. As long as we keep Espeon around for the Annihilate, we're good. And we also have a Sneasler that's faster. So yeah, there's the Terra Ice. Pretty interesting matchup though. Espeon versus Jolteon matchup. So there's the Terra Blast. I should always live this because I'm AV. Yo, that did so much. Oh, it was a crit. Okay, well. I was like, why did I do so much? I EV'd this thing to do better. But yeah, that Terra Blast. See, without the crit, I'm pretty sure we could have survived a 2-hit KO. So that's a little annoying, but I think we're still okay. But yeah, that crit definitely mattered somewhat. I think so. Cause yeah, with my EV spread, we would have been out of potentially out of 2-hit KO range. It's fine though. I think we'll be okay. We have enough pieces on the board right now. As long as we get rid of the Jolteon, we'll be good. We have ways of doing that. As long as we keep Goodra and stuff like that, it should be good. Protects here, naturally. Naturally protects. You know what I think he's going to do now? Now that he saw Vacuum Wave, I feel like he's going to go Annihilate. To predict the Annihilate, because here's the thing. I think Sneasler's a good mid ground. The reason is because if he goes Annihilate, I can switcheroo it, lock it into Rage Fist, and then I'll get a guaranteed knockout with Bloodmoon. Or, if he stays in, I take the hits, go for Dire Claw. Dire Claw can probably proc the poison. Yeah, switches out here. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, so one of my 2 potential routes will come true that I'm envisioning that's going to happen. Gotta try to think some turns ahead here. Yeah, because essentially, the reason he went Annihilate here was because if I was going to Vacuum Wave, he would get another Rage Fist boost and it'd become 200 power, and that would be super annoying. So I think we switcheroo here. Because if we can knock it into just one move, we'll be good. And we know this thing is super bulky as well. Rage Fist, nice. So we've locked it into Rage Fist. So yeah, I think we could just I think we just Dire Claw here. Maybe he doubles, predicting Ursaluna to come in, and also just living that. I want to note that I live that Rage Fist, 150 power. Look how much HP I have, 333. So that's another indication of how 333 is a magic number. And we got a poison. Beautiful. So this Annihilate's almost dead now. That's amazing. So Annihilate being locked into Rage Fist means that Ursaluna Bloodmoon comes in and guarantee gets a knockout here. He will either be forced to sack Annihilate or sack Jolteon. One or the other. We also have a full HP full HP Manaphy, I should say, with Wakanberry, which can check the Jolteon. And we have a Goodra that can also sponge Jolteon. So our play should, I think, always be to Bloodmoon. And so he knows we have Vacuum Wave as well, so I think he always has to stay in. Like, always has to stay in here because I don't know if it's in range of Vacuum Wave, even from this range. Vacuum Wave is kind of weak, but it's good priority. I do think Vacuum Wave plus Poison and him not being able to heal up with Drain Punch much would knock it out in theory, but yeah, stays in. Nice. So that switcheroo was super clutch to ensure that this Mon will be stuck into one move only. Otherwise, I guess we could have gone Espeon and Draining Kissed after. This is amazing. Yeah, we're playing this game really well. Because things could have easily gone wrong if I had not done what I had to do here for the sequence of turns. But just to guarantee the win 100%. Not only feels good, but, you know, it got assert dominance here and there a little bit, you know? Some switches here and there. But yeah, this Jolteon is protecting quite a bit. But nothing will protect him from the power of my evil team. Bloodmoon, Vacuum Wave. It still lived though, but now I think Goodra can just pick this thing off pretty easily. Yeah, Ursaluna did super well in this game. Ursaluna plus Espeon were really good in this game. We Bloodmooned a bunch of times. We did a lot of cool stuff with Espeon. Espeon really kind of carried this game, or did most of the heavy lifting for Ursaluna to just do what it does best. I think I'm definitely going to put Bloodmoon and Espeon in the thumbnail. Have to have both of those in the thumbnail this time. But now we just Flash Cannon to win the game. So nothing can really stop us from winning now, I guess. Yeah. Unless he like Thunderbolt paras and into full para, into full para, into full para, and paras me all the way down with every single Mon. Then, yeah, then I can lose, but useless protect here. It's fine. Extra 30 seconds of the video. Always nice. And now we can Flash Cannon to win the game, hopefully. Hopefully no paras or anything like that. There's a Thunderbolt. Into a para. Oh, come on. Why you gotta do this to me now? I played this game well. Reward me. There we go. Flash Cannon to win the game. Ah. And Jolteon, his last Pokemon is Terra Captain, goes down. And that is going to be GG. It's Emvee. I have successfully avenged Joey's honor. And what better person to do just that than myself? Even though I got quite far ahead in this game, I had to really be careful during the ending sequence of turns to ensure that Annihilate just, you know, couldn't snowball out of control because that one is dangerous. So, you know, keeping Espeon around since it was guaranteed faster for emergency Draining Kiss and stuff is quite useful. But yeah, that was a fantastic game. I'm still shocked how much work Espeon put in. Absolutely a GOAT Terra Captain. Like, it took 40% or something from a +4 Dragonite. Crazy. Like, we sponged hits left and right. Now, I have an announcement to make pertaining to this draft. I've made a small change, kind of small, to my team, and I feel it might be quite useful. I didn't really see myself bringing Terra Captain Sneasel, so I swapped Terra Sneasel, which is 6 points, for Terra Captain Sableye, which is 4 points, and Terra Captain Thwackey, which is 2 points. So I got 2 Terra Captains for that one Terra Captain. Sableye will have Ghost, Poison, and Fairy Terra types, and Thwackey will have Grass, Fire, and Steel Terra types. I think this adds quite a bit more to the value of this team overall. You know, Sableye has a lot of obnoxiously annoying things that it can do with Prankster utility as well as setup, and Terra is always nice for that mon. Still fits with the evil Emvee theme, of course, and Thwackey gives grassy terrain, which is nice support for Pokemon like Hisui and Goodra, you know, non-levitate Galarian Weezing, Bloodmoon Ursaluna, Sneasler's Unburden, and more. Quite bulky with the Violate and has access to Grassy Glide, which seems to be quite a steal for only 2 points. Also kind of helps with my speed tiers a bit as well. Anyways, I just wanted to let you all know, feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments. Definitely subscribe if you haven't already. It would mean a lot on our journey to 100K. Already more than 3/4 of the way there. And check out Viz, he's got a lot of great content. I'm eager to watch his side to see his reaction to certain mons and turns that we had during this game. But yeah, with that being said, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I look forward to hearing from you all in the comments. Peace.